Good evening, good morning, and very good afternoon to different and distinct time zones. Yes, this is Saksham, and we're back again with our another episode to Voices of Growth at English Learners. And lastly, we had Priyanka Kataria ma'am, who took us through how to begin our journey with Scratch for English learning. But let's talk more about it. You now are very good with speaking, you're a beginner speaker, but this is not only about learning English from scratch, but how to present it in public. So here we are today, how to master public speaking. And I won't be alone here. We have here Mrs. Ritu Pathak, who will take us through this journey of how to be not just a speaker, but an eloquent and presentable speaker in front of everyone. So Ritu Pathak ma'am, all to you. Please take us through who you are, what you have been doing, and of course, your experience in English learning.
Thank you, Saksham. And I'm so happy. I'm so glad that you have invited me. And it's a pleasure for me as well. First of all, hearty thankful to you for inviting me. Secondly, I am Ritu Pathak. I am connecting you from Agra, the city of the Taj Mahal. And I am an English aficionado. I love this language since my childhood. Still, I'm working on myself. I think that learning process is something that shouldn't be stagnant. It should be keep going. So I'm still learning a lot of things. I commit mistakes, but I don't feel bad about it. So this was all about me. Apart from that, I also run a YouTube channel by the name of Ritu Pathak's English Classes. And last but not the least, I also run a WhatsApp English channel where I provide my classes absolutely for free because I think that English has to be a common thing for everyone, for those who want to learn it in any way. So that's pretty much about it.
Amazing. So that brings a common concept between you and me. We both are providing some sort of English and free English learning across the board. So amazing to know, ma'am. But we have a certain set of questions. Now, these questions are curated from back from our community. Like they ask us some common questions which we should be definitely asking our external guests. So we'll go through first with you, your journey. You're an splendid speaker. I understand, like, I can feel it. You're very good at speaking. But again, it takes a lot of time, pressure, and I would say ages, of course, more than 10 years to be where today you are. So take us through this back journey of yours from day one. If I can talk about Ritu Patak back 10, 15 years ago, and you can take me through this journey.
So thankful. And your question is at the same time very much intriguing. I must say that. So the whole story started when I was in my sixth standard. I was a student at an English institution where English was mandatory. At that moment, the situation was hell. I couldn't speak even a sentence in English without committing a lot of mistakes. So English was mandatory. I couldn't speak. This was the situation. So I decided to keep mum. Most of the time, I never spoke because I knew my standard of English. So that was a kind of criteria. And I couldn't speak. Simple. That was the reason. So one day I committed a blunderous mistake. I still remember the sentence, which I don't want to share even here. And the teacher, instead of correcting me, she mocked at me. She threw my notebook. The whole class was laughing. The whole class was making, fun of me. And I was heartbroken. I was like, that it was a mistake. I knew it well enough, but it was not such a big mistake. So I came home. I was very sad. I was disheartened. My father noticed it because I am a motor mouth. Still, I am a motor mouth. So my father got something in his mind and he asked me out of nowhere that, okay, what was the problem? I explained the whole situation. He laughed out, right? He brushed it off. And he said that this is just a matter of this language, okay? Because that was a privilege in those times. I was a student at an English institution. My all the books, apart from Sanskrit and Hindi, all the books, all the subjects were in English. So he came up with this idea that why didn't you start reading till now? What were you doing? Instead of making this trifle matter a big deal, start reading. And when you read, read it aloud. So that was the game changer. So the USP of my learning journey is reading And that also allowed, because in those days there were no mobiles, no Meta, no Chat GPT, nothing as such, right? We were totally dependent on books. Slowly and gradually I became an avid reader. I got my first job as an English teacher when I was in my first year of graduation. So that was a turning point. Since then, no looking back. So I teach so many students, not only from India but abroad. I love this language. I never took this subject, this language as a subject. I always treat it as my passion, because Saksham, I believe when you treat something as your passion, things take a very interesting turn and you don't feel scary at all. You have no scars. You have nothing to worry about. So I would thank to that teacher to make me feel, different from others, but like an unstoppable personality. This is my aura, this is my personality, and confidence runs in my blood. I'm never afraid of anything. So instead of crying in a corner like a crybaby, I took it as a challenge, and here I am in front of you. So that's pretty much about it.
Wow, that was an amazing story.
That was amazing.
The moment you started speaking, I felt like I was living that moment along with you. So amazing, you're so good at explaining, and that's a plus point right there. But ma'am, you told me initially that was 30 years of experience?
Yeah, 30 plus, you
Wow,
can
30
say.
plus years of experience. So looking at your expertise and backstory, I would like to drive the question to you now. Since we have already mentioned this is about public speaking. We do genuinely talk about speaking, how good it can be, but nobody talks about how good it can be in front of people. Because at the end, you're not the best judge of your English, the people, the community is. This is what we are trying the best to improve at English learners. But for our audience, an overview, because you have the experience, you can share it with us. If I ask you, your student just passed the beginner's level, now he's at the intermediate, or even he's at beginner's level. He's standing there on the stage with the microphone in his hand. Now, what could be the five things in one go? Five things, five major objectives you think he should understand, overcome to be an absolutely remarkable public speaker. So, my question to you, five major, niche, but important things for public speaking for any beginner or intermediate speaker.
Very interesting and smart question you have put up. See, first of all, let me make it very clear that nothing happens overnight. If you are thinking that you wake up in the morning and you want to set the stage on fire, so that's not going to happen, because that is only going to happen in your dreams. We need to work a lot. So, behind the scene, I may tell you, do a lot of rehearsals. This is very important point. Don't skip. Don't be overconfident. First important point. Second important point, don't be underconfident. Third important thing, try to understand the level of your audience, right? Fourth important thing, this is a misconception that people think that if you want to be an eloquent speaker, if you want to be a public figure, you need those complex structures, you need those C2 level vocabulary. It is a misconception. So a public speaker must work on one's clarity, right? And the fifth thing, which is the most important thing, emotions play a crucial role in it, right? If you fail to connect with your audience emotionally, I bet you will never be an eloquent speaker. It is not about the words, it's the play of emotion. You need to make your audience fall in love with you. That is, I keep in my mind that whenever I need to go, people invite me as public speaker most of the time. And when they invite me, I only care about one thing. My first question is, who is the audience? Is the audience school children? Are they adults? Are they women? Or are they any other community? I want to know about them. And which people skip, arrive to the destination 10 minutes earlier, right? Because it will give you a poised and calm mindset. And when your mind is calm, your body is calm. Breathe. The last thing that I want to mention here is please practice tongue twisters. You never know how powerful are they. They are the most neglected part. We think as adults that they are only for little children. Not at all. Good public speakers, I listen to podcasts back to back, many podcasts, and I have come to the conclusion they practice religiously any one tongue twister of your choice. Pick any one. I'm not saying you need to repeat 10 tongue twisters. Only one tongue twisters. Repeated 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then boom. What happens? Your mind is processing the information in this language. You won't be afraid. That is why exams are held. That is why exams are held in our schools to make us understand the importance of the education system. So, according to me, Saksham, as you asked me, these are the five important tools that you need to work on. That's it.
You've rightly said, and you're actually a very mesmerizing speaker. And I can see that, and your experience genuinely reflect the way you speak because I would say it's so perfectly connecting between you and me. I can hear everything, I understand everything, I can break down every piece of information that you're giving us. That's amazing. That's actually, and a lot of the questions I just went off track because I was listening to you, and that's really good. Nice to know. Bam, but going back to our previous question, we were discussing about your journey, and you were sharing a fact that you also run a free boot camp education based on WhatsApp. So, ma'am, can you tell us more about this domain? Because we do the same on Telegram. So, we are a free community. We're completely free to join. We have sessions going on, and then we have a lot of events as well. It's learning English by learning and fun, and so on. So, about you, your journey now, extending your journey to how you establish this WhatsApp group and what is this all about? Like how you moderate it, what's your target audience, and everything about it.
Thank you, Saksham. The question is fantastic, but the answer is a little bit personal. But because you asked me, I need to answer it on this platform. Actually, I never thought I would end up creating my own WhatsApp group. I was a trainer in many groups, like people have seriously invited me to be a trainer or mentor. Slowly and gradually, they started taking me for granted. When you get things freely and you don't know the value, so I felt something disrespectful. And I have always valued my respect more than anything else. When I had money, now I had money, but that doesn't make a difference in my life because I always, and I also sincerely suggest everyone to value one's own respect. So I felt a little bit disrespectful at that moment, and as you know, I am not a person to create a drama or chaos in my life because this is just a sheer wastage of your energy. So that is the story behind my WhatsApp group. I created the WhatsApp group. One is common. Common means anybody can join, and one is completely for women community because I have come across through many people that they want a different community for women. So I have created this one, and I'm very strict about my WhatsApp group. This my members may be hearing. If I find that any of my members is dormant, the status is completely dormant, I remove them immediately because have you ever heard that there is no free lunch in the thing? So, yes, if you are in my WhatsApp group, you need to be active. If after doing so much things in a day, if I have a lot of plate, a lot of work on my plate, still I manage to be here in front of you. Why can't you? So, that is one thing that pisses me off every time. So, my members, my ladies, this gang knows that what type of teacher she is. I take very seriously everything because for me, discipline is the most important ruling power of the universe. If you are not disciplined, you couldn't do anything in your life. So I'm a very disciplined person, very punctual, and a little bit strict. Though I am very funny. I'm very crazy about other things. But when it comes to education, I'm very strict. So this is how I run my community.
Wow, ma'am, I can completely relate with you because when we came in to the organization to starting a whole community at English learners, you know how difficult it is to moderate the chats and moderate the voice chats option that we provide. This free option for everyone can be used, misused as well. So I completely agree, and we're on the same balance sheet as well. That is, moderation is the key for improvement. But, ma'am, I would like to share one more thing. Since you have a personal initiative for women, we at English Learners have also provided the same. So recently we joined with our premium options on website and we provide मैं भी English सीखूंगी, a segment especially for women. There are women teachers, even the editing team is also women, even the production team, even guess what? This was not a complete idea by our CEO. It was an idea from one of the women organizers based in English Learners. Why don't we have a separate channel for women? So it is a completely women-led section within premium part. So I'm very happy and I'll be very honest. I'm very emotional with this impact because we need to bring light to all distinct and different contests in the community, male, female, anyone. They have the right to study. You're actually right. And this brings me to the next question. This is something a bit outside of our conversation. Since we're talking about, you're talking about free education, I was talking about paid education, because we provide a very cheap of 49 rupees of free trials as well. So, ma'am, what do you think is paid education somewhere or the other better than free education? Let's take paid education as a little 10 or 15% better options than the free education. So, my next question is paid or, of course, free courses for the option for public speaking.
Saksham, can you just give me 1 second? I think my battery is running low. So I think that both depend on the preference of our learners. Some people they want to do everything in their life for free, but while others also they know because we all are mature people, we know the value of money. So when we are paying for something in our life, we know that we have been provided with something different. So it completely depends on your choice. Some people maybe there are many reasons they can't afford or they are not pretty sure about their presence in the class, so they may go for free because most of the time it happens with me. Most of the ladies they have joined for free because I also have paid classes, so they request me that ma'am now we are comfortable with the style that you teach us, and so I want your paid group. So it completely depends on the learner's mindset, so I must say like that.
Wow. So this is basically user-based experience if they want to shift from beginner, basic, free to premium. So ma'am, I have one last question for you. Since you have brought this into the light that you run a women-only section as well, and so we do, from the societal perspective, this will go to the very ground zero. How do you think women should start their experience and their beginning learning with English? Because most of the women today are engaged with families, with work. They might be using English in the form they should, but let's say a women doctor or a women service provider or a women labor, they don't know how to communicate at a good level, intermediate or advanced. So for those women, and so you are, raising kids and then being with family and so much time spent together, they have very small time left. So a very small segment dedicated for our viewers only. How can a woman at any surface, at any time zone, at any situation can begin their English speaking or improve their English speaking?
I'm not rude here, but I'm very honest. These are just lame excuses, according to me. If you want to do something, you can. You must have that fire. You must have that passion. Moreover, don't translate in mind. Try to think in English. This is the only solution to the question that you have asked. You wake up in the morning, you describe your morning routine, you describe the objects in the kitchen to yourself, then connect with the learners, with your co-learners. Try to speak in English. Ladies are, normally, because I'm also a woman, I know that better than anybody, that we are God gifted. We are multitaskers. If we decide that this work has to be done, we will do it. But for those lazy choppers who want to lay down in their bed under the blanket and putting across different excuses. So I'm sorry for that. God bless them. But if really somebody wants to do something, then there is no horizon. They can. So, yes, these are just lame excuses. You read and record, right? You read and record. This is the activity which I do on the regular basis. I always read a paragraph, I record myself, I listen to myself. Then I write somewhere the words that I am pronouncing wrong. I work on that. Then I re record, I re listen until and unless I get the satisfactory answer. So you can do it.
Wow. So we began with public speaking, then we had a common interest of conversation. You and I, we both work in an organization today where, yes, we are providing education to women. So I had to align with you because with the immense amount of experience you have and your field and journey with English speaking for women, we needed that, ma'am. So once again, thank you so much for joining us at English Learners for this little podcast. Sometimes these little conversation makes tremendous changes. If you want to take a minute or so to conclude for your end, ma'am, it is the time.
I just want to say that there has to be something in your life which makes you stand out. You have to just recognize that fire. You can do it. Everybody can do it. Instead of waiting for the external validation, just make yourself some rules and that align with that. Don't look to the outside world. They will never come and praise you, I bet. I always praise myself because I know better than myself and nobody is coming to praise me. Either people are jealous of me or they envy me. I don't care. I damn care for the world. This is my life. This is my solution. So I want to lead my life the way I want. This is the simple message that I want to convey through your platform.
Perfect, ma'am. Thank you so much. Really energetic. And this will definitely be very helpful for our all viewers. And since it's a collaborative video, so viewers at your subscriptions and so ours will be able to look into the same conversation that is going on here. So, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our podcast with Ritu ma'am, amazing speaker. She's also providing education free for everyone, especially the case for women. Now you can connect with someone who look like you, who can talk like you, who can share experiences like you are. So this was Saksham. We are at English Learners, Voice of Growth. Until the next time, everyone, goodbye, take care, and of course, do not stop learning.